Hello and welcome to section 3 of our course. Now in this section, we're going to start working on building our front end. Now for now, it won't make sense, but I promise you, as we go throughout the section, you'll master some of the basic skills that will help you to master and build your front end. Now, in this particular video, we just want to look at how you can make the web work. In our previous section, we managed to cover on how the web works. You understood how the server and the application interact. But now we want to look at more on the client side. That is how you can actually make the web work. So in this particular video, we're going to have a recap on how the internet works. We'll discuss the back end and the front end. That is, look at those concepts and what they mean. We'll also look into how the front end works, which is the main concern for this section. So if you still remember, we say when you type in www.google.com, you send a request to the internet, which is sent to an external server, which runs a piece of code, returns a request, and you get your response. Right. But what is this? How does this all relate with what we want to do? Now, if you still remember, this is what you see. This is the client application. So this is what you, as the user, or as any other internet user, will see. This is something that you would never see as an internet user. That is the code running at the server. So because it's running at the server and this code that makes for the functionality of what you see, that is the client, we call this the back end. And because this is what you see all the time, this is what we call the front end. So this is your front end, and that's your back end. So your front end is mainly concerned, which is what we're going to be working on in this section, is mainly concerned with what you can already see. If you still remember from our prior example, your templates will be the front end. So that is, all that Ginger stuff will come in the front end, and the Python stuff will go to the back end. Now, your front end will mainly be concerned with visuals, what you see and how you see it. So this in total comprises of what you call and what you come to term as your front end. So what makes a front end? Structure. Now, if you can see, a front end is made out of structure. Before you can actually do anything, it needs to be structured. So we need a way to structure up content. That is, how are we going to put our content? How are we going to lay it out to you? And how is it going to appear? Then the appearance. It has to look beautiful, doesn't it? I'm very sure you wouldn't be using websites and web applications or even being interested in developing them if they're just ugly, boring technology that people don't use. But no, it's actually beautiful technology. People love using them. And some people take it as a job just to make sure that websites look as beautiful as they do. Then interactivity, which is the last thing. Modern websites are becoming more and more interactive. They're getting more and more responsive. So this is the last aspect of web applications and the front end that we'd like to look at. So how exactly do we aim to achieve all these three? HTML. To achieve structure, we will be using HTML. HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, it's a markup language that allows us to define tags for the structure of a document, what we'll call a web document. So web pages are defined using HTML, and it has various tags that you shall see in this course, which you can use to make all this possible. Now, we might have our structure done, but we still need to make sure that the structure is not boring. So we add in CSS. So CSS, or cascading style sheets as they're known, are style sheets that help us to add style to our structure. They beautify HTML and make your web page even more appealing. So it might have a structure and the content, which is very important, but then if it's not beautiful and very attractive to look at, people might not actually look at the content. So CSS is what helps us to make sure that our websites, our web pages look the best and feel the best. And lastly, interactivity, we use JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language. Most people might already think that JavaScript is equal to Java. No, JavaScript is a totally different beast when it comes to programming than Java. They just share a similarity in terms of the name, JavaScript, then Java, but then they have nothing in common. JavaScript is a scripting language, and it allows you to write snippets of code that can run within your client browser. So instead of having a good structure and a beautiful website, you can also make it interactive. That is, it can detect which screen size it's on, and scale up the website, scale up the content to fit up in the screen properly. For example, if it's on a mobile phone, what we're now calling mobile responsiveness. If you open your web page on the phone, there's no reason that it should look very ugly because you designed it on a 27-inch monitor. You have to make sure that JavaScript will make sure that all that content is scaled down to its proper size for the proper device so that it always appears the way you intended it to look.